Good morning, dear Shem Stars. How are you all, students? I hope you all are safe at your home. Students, we have done the direct method of finding the mean. So today we are doing assumed mean method to find the mean. So assumed mean method formula is given by x bar is equal to a plus summation fi di over summation fi. So here we used to consider that x1, x2, x3 and so on up till xn are the midpoints of the class of n class intervals, and these f1, f2 and so on up till fn are the corresponding frequencies. The formula for the assumed mean method is the a plus, that is assumed mean plus summation fi di over summation fi. Summation means the sum of the whole column. So that means the difference between direct method and the assumed mean method is that in case of assumed mean we need to find one extra column, that is of di. Now next let us know what is di and what is a and how to calculate the same in the table. So here a is the assumed mean, fi is the frequency of that class, like f1 is the frequency of first class, f2 is the frequency of second class. Similarly di is xi minus a. So that means d1 stands for x1 minus a, d2 stands for d2 minus a, and so on. If 5 values are there, we will calculate it till 5. If 4 are there, we will calculate it for 4. And next is the summation fi, which is nothing but n, that is the total number of observations on which we are working upon. So now we will understand the whole concept of calculating assumed mean with the help of an example. So the example is, the table given below gives the information about the percentage distribution of female employees in a company of various branches and a number of departments. So the table given to us is the female employee and the departments. So 5 to 15 working female employees were in one department, 15 to 25 in two departments. Similarly 25 to 35 4, 35 to 45 4, 45 to 55 7, 55 to 65 11 and 65 to 75 6. Next they were saying find the mean percentage of female employees by the assumed mean method. So here we have to apply the assumed mean method to find the mean percentage of female employees in the given departments. So here first we will make the table for the same. Students, let us understand how to solve such type of questions. So here the first two columns will be copied as such, that is the female employee, that is the grouped interval which gives us xi, and the departments, that is fi column. So next is to find the class marks, that is xi. Students, class marks is the upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So here in the very first row it is 5 to 15. So that means 5 plus 15, 20 by 2 is 10. Next 15 to 25, that is 40 by 2, that becomes 20. So likewise we will calculate all the class marks and complete this column of xi. So once we complete this column of xi, next step is to assure or assume the mean. So we used to assume the mean somewhere in the middle value. So here if you can see, as we have odd number of terms, so the middle term we have considered as a. So here above we have 3 terms, below we have 3 terms, so 40 becomes our a. Next is to create the di column which stands for xi minus a. So from each value we are going to subtract our assumed mean. So 10 minus 40, that is minus 30. 20 minus 40 minus 20. So likewise we will be completing the di column. So once di is completed, Next step is to make the column of Fi into Di, that is 1 into minus 30, 2 into minus 20, minus 40, 4 into minus 10, minus 40, 0 into 4, 0, 7 into 10, 70, 11 into 20, 220, and 6 into 30, 180. Next step is to add the column of Fi Di. Students, for this you should remember the formula, that is A plus summation Fi Di over summation Fi. So that means two columns are needed to be added. So here summation Fi Di comes out to be 360. Similarly, we will find the sum of the column of Fi also. Now next, the last step is to substitute all the values in the mean formula. So here assume mean as we have considered at 40, and mean formula, that is A plus summation Fi Di over summation Fi. On substituting all the values in the formula and after doing the simplification, we will get the assumed mean as 50.28. So hence the mean percentage of the female employees is 20.28. Students, I hope you have understood the concept of assumed mean method. Tomorrow we are going to start with the mod formula and we will understand about it. That's all for today, students. Do revise what we have done in the class, and if you have any query, please feel free to ask on the Google Classroom. Take care and have a great day ahead.